Shalom, shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh by Shimei Shai. A double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and shalom to the sincere brethren, pushing this truth in sincerity and in truth. Um, as you can see on the screen, it's a question that's proposed, and the image in the back is it's a man, basically symbolizing Yahweh Shai. You know who the world really calls Jesus Christ, and him carrying his cross. And the question is, will you bear your cross and follow him? And what that encompasses, like what comes with that bearing of your cross, is the sufferings, um, the sufferings of the ministry, you know, and basically on your walk, you know, in the faith, and believing in him and doing what he asked of you, that there's trials and tribulations, very, very quite contrary to the Christian church, the Christian doctrine, the prosperity doctrine. you know is it's one thing of well, or I'll say balance, with this whole creation or world that we live in. The Lord tells you a false balance is an abomination to him. So there are going to be, there's going to be a balance. You when you're walking, or trying to walk that walk, trying to follow the path of the Lord. There's there's going to be balance. You're gonna have days where you're just catching complete hell, and then you're gonna have other days that he let up on you, you know. It's just balance. But with the Christian church likes to preach or teach is that you're gonna have, like, basically you're gonna get the kingdom of heaven on this side, within this society that we're living in, within this kingdom that we're held captive in, and that's definitely not the case. That's definitely going against what the scriptures say. And it tells you, let me get that. I think it's Isaiah. I can type it in. Salakia. Yep, 8:20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there is no light in them. Yeah, and that's the Christian church, That's Christianity, you know. And every different sect and different denomination don't preach according to the word and what it says, you know, and how your walk is supposed to be, and what are you going to be doing in if you're uh following the Lord, you know. Let me get that where I was at. Because if you're following the Lord, then the same walk that he took, the same things that he went through, you're going to have to do that. It's going to be certain situations that present themselves that you are going to have to go through what the Lord went through, and this is only the beginning. there's definitely prophecies and things that need to take place. That ultimately us being, the time of Jacob trouble, and when the men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord that's preaching this truth, you know, we're gonna be persecuted. You gotta look at you look at some of them, the men of the Lord. You gotta look at the apostles. You look at the prophets. Those are testimonies. Those are examples. You know, of what happens when you preach the truth. When you come in and you eat the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, Matthew 10, it says, Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, he will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. It says, But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Well, that's not the one that's not the one, but that kind of hits the point as well. Because by you denying the Lord, how do you deny him? First and foremost, not listening to what he tells you to do. Get out to the highways and byways. Feed the sheep. Feed his sheep, and walk that straight path. You know, keep your eyes single, focus. You know, do what must and needs be done. And he, verse 32, it says, Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, he will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. And how do you confess the Lord before men? It's in sincerity and in truth. You know, you don't come with that bullshit. Like you talking about you bending and twisting scriptures and thinking, just so God so loved the world that he gave us his only begotten son. Like, oh yeah, that's it. Or everybody can be saved. That is madness, man. No, it don't work like that. That's not in agreement with every other precept that goes completely against that. And then when you go into that, when you get the proper understanding of it, you find out it's not talking about the world. So, but in order for you to tie things together, in order for you to see the big picture, you know, ultimately the Lord got to be dealing with you. Ultimately, you know, because not everybody's going to get it. Um, uh, Salakia, this is the one I wanted. 16. Peter, let's see. It says, but he turned and said to Peter, Get thee behind me. Matthew 16:23 said, But he turned and he said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of Yahweh, but those that be of men. Says, then said Yahweh unto his disciples, If any man will have Salakia, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. It says, I can read 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So what? I continue. It says, For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. Then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. So basically, man, you ultimately denying yourself. Because what the Lord says, let me see. It said, what am I praying? I'm going to gain his soul. So it says, For the Son of Man shall come in his glory with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. So you gotta understand, it's all about works. And then the majority of people will, the Christian church, man, like, they want to bend and twist everything, man. Cause you think you going out here feeding, or you give a dollar or two to some homeless person, you know. You go out to a food bank and you pass out ham sandwiches and have catfish fries and shit on Sunday morning. You think you doing something? You out of your mind, like you out of your mind. You know, you're completely lost. You're completely going against what the Lord is saying. You do not understand what the Lord is saying out of His mouth. The work is this ministry, man. The work is feeding the poor in spirit, you know, and ultimately the physical poor as well, the captives who are held captive, which is which is the elect, the 1/3 out of Israel, you know, that's starting with 144,000. You know, that's what this is all about, man. Cause this, look, man, you gotta I just get it, cause Salakia, is one thing people gotta understand, man, is we're not in. This is not our kingdom, man. That's what the nation of Israel at this point doesn't really understand. But at the same time, they're getting gunned down, beat down. You know, I mean, just socially, economically, politically, are just deprived and drained. You know, you have nothing. You know, you go at it, the curses are on you so heavy. Here it is, you go to the Christian church and you sit in there and you clap your hands and stomp your feet and don't know what is going on and keep the Bible, keep the scriptures closed all the time. You know, it is your pastor grab a precept and that's just it. You know, we get one precept every 5 hours, which is madness. And people are comfortable in that. Our people are content with that, you know. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." And that's what it's done, you know. That's what it's done. And rise ye and depart ain't talking about packing your bags and leaving and leaving America. That's not what it's saying. What that's saying is your the ways of this place, man, come out spiritually, you know, because ultimately, the nation of Israel, uh, uh, um, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been spiritually oppressed. I mean, you've been physically, but spiritually oppressed, and that comes with your nationality being taken away from you, your culture, your culture, you know, how you're supposed to conduct yourselves. All of that stuff has been taken away from you, and what have you been given in its stead? You've been given garbage. Like they've taken away. They've taken gold from you and giving you garbage. That's what literally happened. Like that's what literally happened. So you gotta understand first and foremost, this is not your rest. This is not, this is not something, this place you live in, you should not be happy in this place that you are living in, you know? The Lord has set it up this way. This place was built for punishment. And you need to understand that. And the only way to get back to the Lord is through His Son, you know? Through His Son. And the beautiful part is He already got who He wants. The Father already given the Son who He wants, you know? He's given it to him already, and nobody's gonna be able to pluck him out of their hand. So understand what comes with following the Lord. You know, there's not there at on this side. There's not going to be There's work. You know, there's work to be done. You know, there's work to be done. So when the fire come, you know, which is so think. Let me get that. Second Peter's. Um, I think it's maybe two. Where is it at, man? Slocky. I know it's isn't it Second Peter's? Oh, it's First Peter's. First Peter's 4:12. It says, "Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some things, as though actually, let me see. Speaking of medicine in all things, you know, it says, Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy." You man, and listen, when this is what the truth, this is what following the Lord is about, you know? This like man, you coming in this truth, and you changing your ways, you changing your life. You know, you start dedicating yourself to the teachings and the ways of the Lord. And then you see, you realize that you're becoming a better man by following the Lord, and everyone around you, you know, the ones closer to you, you see a change in them. You know, you see that ultimately the spirit that's on them, they don't like it. You know, they don't like it. You don't know why? Let's get. Is it? Um, it's they don't like that spirit that's on you. You don't know why? Um, is it? Fuck it. Let me get. Let me get my scripture slocky. So I can find it quick on my scriptures. I can find it a lot better. So yeah, yeah. So when you come into the truth, and you doing all of the things that the Lord requires of you, naturally ultimately, if you sincere, and if you were called, the Lord is going to start, doing a lot of changing within you, and the people around you, the ones that are close to you around you, um, are not gonna, you're not really gonna like it, and then that's that worldly spirit on them. They're gonna reject. So this is John 17:14. It says, "I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world." It says, "I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not," verse 16, "they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth." So you gotta understand, when you come into this truth, you are going to naturally be hated, because the spirit that's on this world is contrary to the spirit of the Lord. You know, he says, "I've given them thy word," which is the Lord, which is who's the word? Yahweh Shah is the word. He's the comforter. He says, "And the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world." So what happens is you receive this truth, you receive this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and by you submerging yourself in it, it's almost like the world, the world that was on you, that old man, that it the old man that you were starts to fall off, day by day, as I say, renewing the spirit day by day, the old you falls off, long as you continue in this truth, you praying, you fasting, you reading, you know, dwelling with, Akim. And what happens is the people around you, worldly people around you that work close to you, can sense that. They sense the change, and they don't like it. They don't like it. Even though all of it is true, even though following the ways of the Lord is the way that you're supposed to do it, and there's order, you know. There's a code of conduct that comes with this. Man. And who it is first and foremost is your people that's closer to you, you know. The people that are most close, that are closer to you, that are gonna just completely just buck up and fight against you and make your life even harder. But you want to know what? Think, like I just read, thinking not strange concern the fiery trial, which is to try you. You know, that's supposed to happen, because what that does is it builds integrity. You know, if you gonna come up against me and what I believe in, I don't care. You supposed to have that I don't care attitude. The Lord prophesied about that a household being divided against itself. You know, the Lord tells you He comes to bring division. He's come to bring division. You know, He's come to separate His from those that are not His, and it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, so what this thing is, understanding what this truth is, denying yourself, bearing your cross, you know, not folding when the temptation comes, you know, understanding that you letting go of 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 mortal thoughts, you know, and realizing that, and realizing and understanding that the program that's been designed, this building, this architecture, this spiritual architecture that's been designed It's all by the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So whatever events that take place, you gotta always remember that, remember that. Because if you don't, you're gonna fall to the wayside. Like you're gonna fall out, you know. Things are gonna get too heavy, you know. So, understand this, that you thinking this is going to be a smooth ride. You think that if you think that this is going to be a smooth ride, you might as well just stop, put put the scriptures down, and go to the Christian church, because that's what they preach. You know, hypocrisy, like that. That's what they teach. Thinking that everything is about good. It's saying, basically saying the Lord is an abomination. Basically saying that the Lord is unbalanced. Basically saying that the Lord has one emotion. You out of your mind, you know? The scripture goes into full detail on what the Lord is about, what his character is, what type of man he is. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh. So how much more is not his son? If this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. Oh Lord, I fear thee, because I know thou art an austere man. He's a serious. He told you I'm about my father's business. I'm about getting this work done and finishing my role and my task and getting this done. Because we got things to do. You know? We got the kingdom. I'm trying to get to the kingdom. I know other brothers are trying to get to the kingdom, which is going to be established here on the planet Earth. Not die and go, oh, we're going to the kingdom of heaven. No, it don't fucking, it does not work like that. And when everybody dies, they go up to back to the Father. But everything, judgment, everything else, heaven, hell is played out here on earth. So in order to receive, the benefits, or the reward, you gotta hold fast. You gotta show yourself as men. Girt thyself up as men, you know. Because this truth is for men. It starts with the men, and then it goes in order, down to the women. But this truth is for the men. The Lord is looking for his men, his chosen men, to be sealed. Of course, with the 1/3, the men, women, and children. But that's what this is about, man. To suffer and endure into the end, and the same shall be saved. You know. So with that, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom, shalom to the sincere brethren, um, the hopeful elect, the elect, that's pushing this truth, in sincerity and in truth. So with that, shalom.